Take a look around the amusement industry. Notice all the creativity and innovation. Theme parks as we enjoy them today are spectacular because of the progress from yesteryear. Groundbreaking rides throughout theme park history have paved the way for modern masterpieces and marvels. As for this century, monumental rides have pushed the industry even further. Coming up, we'll recognize the most significant theme park rides of the 21st century, but first, let's clarify what this list is. This is a list of the 25 most significant theme park rides, specifically roller coasters and dark rides. To be considered significant, the attraction has to meet certain criteria like influence, achievements, exceptional quality, or longevity. Not every ride featured will check all those boxes, but each is significant in its own way. This is not necessarily a list of the best rides from this century. More specifically, this is a celebration of the most important attractions that have inspired and contributed to the betterment of the theme park industry. For instance, revolutionary rides that failed may not make the list, and newer attractions that have yet to make an impact may be excluded. Of course, with only 25 spots available and countless attractions worldwide, many deserving rides will unfortunately not make the cut. Rides that are similar to other significant attractions may also be left out to avoid overlap. To pull the curtain back, this was a difficult list to put together. I tried to be as objective as possible to avoid a list of my personal favorite rides. For full disclosure, I have not had the opportunity to ride about half the attractions on this list. I had to be extremely selective to whittle it down to just 25 rides. Some choices were very close, and you will probably disagree with some, but don't worry, honorable mentions will be acknowledged throughout. Feel free to continue the conversation in the comments. With all that out of the way, here are the 25 most significant theme park rides since 2000 so far, presented in chronological order based on opening date. What more appropriate way to start this list than with a giga coaster that defined the 2000s, Millennium Force. Cedar Point set the pace for the new millennium by opening the world's first complete circuit coaster over 300 feet tall. This 310-foot tall, 93-mile-per-hour marvel broke 5 world records upon opening in May 2000, holding those titles for a few months until Steel Dragon 2000 opened at Nagashima Spa Land. Still, the 300-foot barrier was an incredible milestone for Intamin, Cedar Point, and the entire amusement industry. Superlatives aside, Millennium Force was widely regarded as the best roller coaster throughout much of the millennium. Similar coasters, such as Expedition G-Force at Plopsaland Deutschland, or Intimidator 305, now known as Pantherian at King's Dominion, owe much to the monumental achievements of Millennium Force. Although sleeker attractions have opened since, the original Giga Coaster is still well respected. Its towering heights, relentless speeds, and graceful intensity continue to thrill riders a quarter of a century later. Millennium Force is, without a doubt, one of the most significant theme park rides of the century. Significant rides aren't always massive record breakers. As a willy-nilly silly old bear once said, sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. This next ride isn't quite 300 feet tall, but it was just as massive for the industry. Disney has long been at the forefront of dark ride innovation, and one in particular unlocked acres of potential. Pooh's Honey Hunt at Tokyo Disneyland was ahead of its time when it opened in September 2000. It may seem like a typical Disney attraction, but it was revolutionary by being the first modern, fully trackless dark ride. Unlike traditional dark rides, which of course follow a track, trackless dark rides can nimbly maneuver across an open area. This technology allows ride vehicles to crisscross around one another, change direction unexpectedly, and follow unique paths for individualized experiences. The innovative ride system introduced by Pooh's Honey Hunt became the foundation for Disney's next generation of premier attractions. Examples include Remy's Ratatouille Adventure at Disney Adventure World and Epcot, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disney's Hollywood Studios and Disneyland Park, as well as Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast at Tokyo Disneyland, and others to be mentioned later. Apart from being the first of its kind, Pooh's Honey Hunt is a well-produced attraction that is overflowing with creativity, whimsy, and artistry. It holds up as a cherished attraction at Tokyo Disneyland even to this day. Chances are, many riders would be surprised to learn Pooh's Honey Hunt is well over 2 decades old. It's still an impressive attraction, has elevated the possibilities of dark rides forever, and has been significant for this century. Gliding back to the States, the next attraction cleared a popular ride system for takeoff back in 2001, Soarin' over California. This opening day attraction at Disney California Adventure revolutionized flying theater rides with its cantilever setup. This design allows riders to board the tiered system all on one level, making the loading process and the building's configuration more efficient. Soarin' is a great example of how rides don't have to be thrilling to be great. Riders of all ages can enjoy a gentle, wide-open sensory experience that simulates hang gliding over landscapes and landmarks for a breathtaking adventure. Its combination of IMAX quality aerial footage, wind effects, relaxing motion simulation, arrangement of themed scents, and spectacular soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith makes Soarin' a special attraction. The ride is, at this time, presented as Soarin' Around the World, and various versions of the attraction have ascended at several Disney parks worldwide, the newest being as recent as 2019. Soarin' influenced an entire genre of rides as flying theater attractions can be found at destinations across the globe. Notably, during the planning for Pandora: The World of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom, director James Cameron suggested a quote-unquote Soarin' over Pandora Banshee type of ride. Opening in 2017, Avatar Flight of Passage is a joyful sensory experience that built upon the uplifting ride type Soarin' established. Soarin' has been significant by elevating the motion simulator ride type into the beloved, sensory-rich attractions of today. The next attraction turned up the intensity by being the fastest roller coaster with the quickest acceleration in the world when it opened in late 2001, Dodonpa at Fuji-Q Highland. This coaster, manufactured by S&S Sansei Technologies, used a compressed air launch to reach over 100 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. Its blazing fast acceleration was like a rocket, launching into wide turns and a 171-foot top hat. Dodonpa closed for significant modifications in 2016, reopening as Dodonpa the following year with increased speed and quicker acceleration. The top hat was replaced by a 161-foot tall vertical loop, making it the fastest coaster with an inversion in the world. Dodonpa was a bucket list coaster for many enthusiasts. Unfortunately, the coaster's record-breaking feature led to its downfall. Several injuries, including 9 reports of broken bones, forced the ride to shut down. It was left standing but not operating by mid-2021 until its permanent closure was announced in March 2024. Despite closing under troubling circumstances, Dodonpa's prime as a prominent launch coaster secures its rank among this century's most significant rides. From one extreme ride to another, this next attraction took roller coaster engineering to a new dimension. X, not the one formerly known as Twitter, opened at Six Flags Magic Mountain in early 2002 as the first fourth dimension roller coaster. This $45 million contraption of a coaster puts riders on the side of the track, which has an additional set of rails that rotate the seats for coordinated flips. That feature intensifies the experience with ground-facing drops, disorienting inversions, and general chaos around every bend. This concept came about because designer Alan Schilke had the idea to combine a zipper fairground ride with a roller coaster. Needless to say, the risky idea actually worked, but it came at a cost. Due to complications during development, X was the final coaster manufactured by the legendary Aerodynamics, forcing the historic company to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The previously mentioned S&S Sansei Technologies, which acquired the assets of the bankrupt Aerodynamics, has built improved installations of the fourth dimension model, such as the highly rated Egenica at Fuji-Q Highland. The original, now known as X2, still operates at Six Flags Magic Mountain. It has gotten some enhancements but still holds the same critical acclaim. X redefined what coasters can do. The innovation to turn a far-fetched idea into a real-life coaster makes X one of the most significant rides from this century. Continuing on, the next attraction refined a superpower in roller coaster design. Opening in 2002, Air at Alton Towers was the first flying coaster manufactured by Bolliger & Mabillard. Other manufacturers had built flying coasters before, but B&M's version was more sophisticated. This model smoothly suspends riders under the track in a horizontal position, facing downward like a flying sensation. Air features graceful maneuvers that mimic soaring through the sky, instead of the standard elements used on previous flying coasters by another manufacturer. The layout flows with fly-to-lie elements, inverting the train on top of the track and putting riders on their backs. This trick led to a signature element on B&M's following flying coasters, the Pretzel Loop. First featured on Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags Over Georgia, which opened less than a month after Air, pretzel loops send riders diving headfirst into an extremely forceful moment on their backs along the ground until ascending into a flying position. B&M flying coasters and their famous pretzel loops have become crowd-pleasing models around theme parks worldwide, including Tatsu at Six Flags Magic Mountain and the Flying Dinosaur at Universal Studios Japan. Air has since been renamed to Galactica, now having modernized theming, but its significance this century in the world of roller coasters deserves recognition. The early years of this century brought major innovation in coaster engineering, including some of the most powerful rides ever created. The theme park world raced to new speeds in 2002 with Accelerator, an Intamin-produced hydraulic launch coaster at Knott's Berry Farm. The ultra-intense launch of this Intamin accelerator coaster, reaching 82 miles per hour in just 2.3 seconds, generated enough speed to crest over a 205-foot top hat. As impressive and innovative as this coaster was, Intamin was capable of even faster speeds and taller heights. That brings us to the next entry on this list, Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. Only a few short years after breaking the 300-foot barrier, Intamin topped the 400-foot milestone when the first strata coaster, Top Thrill Dragster, opened in 2003. The 120-mile-per-hour, 420-foot marvel lasted as the fastest and tallest coaster in the world until 2005, when another Intamin record breaker, King Dakar, opened at Six Flags Great Adventure. No coaster beat King Dakar's 456-foot height record in its nearly 20 years of operation. That's the significance of Intamin's accelerator coaster model, which also broke the speed record once again with a 149-mile-per-hour Formula Rossa at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. Intamin's hydraulic launch systems, while innovative and forceful enough to send coasters more than 400 feet in the air, have been notorious for their mechanical issues. Because of that, King Dakar has since been permanently closed. The original Top Thrill Dragster has been overhauled by another manufacturer, Zamperla, to now feature an LSM launch system and backward spike. Regardless, Top Thrill Dragster was significant for its milestones, elite ride experience, and longevity. It operated in its original form for nearly 2 decades and has many years ahead as Top Thrill 2. From one peak to another, the next attraction is a high point in roller coaster design and themed entertainment, Expedition Everest: Legend of the Forbidden Mountain at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Imagineers and Vekoma, the manufacturer, opened one of the most detailed and intricate attractions ever in April 2006 after 6 years of planning and construction. Expedition Everest is quite possibly the best of its kind, being a 21st century version of Disney's classic mountain roller coaster format. At the very least, it's the largest Disney mountain. The course weaves in and around a convincingly fabricated mountainous structure just shy of 200 feet tall, making it the highest reaching attraction at Walt Disney World. The mountain is remarkable, and so is the coaster. Expedition Everest is a well-regarded family coaster that's gentle enough for timid riders, also having a few surprises that are exciting enough for thrill seekers too. It was the first Disney coaster to switch trains forward and backward mid-ride. That may seem like a novelty, but this feature is used as an adventurous storytelling element. The ride is comfortably intense as well. Despite looking like a runaway train, Expedition Everest has a modern outboard rail track style. Vekoma typically manufactured inside-mounted rails, but this was their first large-scale installation of the smoother design, which is now a signature of their modern work. All that considered, Expedition Everest was the most expensive coaster at the time of its opening, costing an estimated $100 million. That investment was worthwhile for the ride and establishing Animal Kingdom as a true Disney park, not just a zoo as some critics may have suggested. Other recent Disney mountain coasters, such as Big Grizzly Mountain Runaway Mine Cars at Hong Kong Disneyland or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom and Shanghai Disneyland, have followed in the Yeti-sized footprints of Expedition Everest. On the topic of the Yeti, the ride's monstrous animatronic famously does not work as intended, but even without that feature, Expedition Everest is a peak attraction in Disney history and across all theme parks this century. Wooden roller coasters may seem old-fashioned, but the world-class Woodies of the 21st century prove the ride type is timeless. Modern examples include the terrain-hugging Boulder Dash at Lake Compounce, the towering El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure, its South Korean sibling T-Express at Everland, Waldemere's relentless Ravine Flyer 2, or the inverting Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. None, however, seem to be as widely and consistently celebrated as Holiday World's headlining attraction, The Voyage. Manufactured by the Gravity Group in 2006, this is not your grandparents' wooden coaster. The Voyage is a hybrid structure, having traditional wooden track and modern steel supports, but what makes this coaster stand out is its unmatched ride experience. The name The Voyage fits the Thanksgiving-themed area in Holiday World, but it's also an accurate description for that continuously chaotic layout. The Voyage is a full-on, fast-paced expedition deep into the woods, having seemingly unlimited momentum across more than 6,000 feet of track. It reaches some of the tallest heights and fastest speeds on any wooden coaster, hurtling through large drops, 90-degree bank turns, and nearly 25 record-breaking seconds of total airtime. Holiday World's flagship attraction is ranked atop the best wooden coasters in the world for good reason. From start to finish, The Voyage is a showcase of classic thrills with modern engineering, making it one of the most significant rides of this century. Some roller coasters are significant for breaking records, which are just as incredible as the rides themselves. For a time, major regional parks were in an arms race to build bigger, faster coasters, until the park that started it all steered in another direction. In 2007, Cedar Point opened a small but mighty coaster that was just as good as the record breakers, or arguably better, but without the massive stats: Maverick. This 105-foot blitz coaster by Intamin may sit in the shadow of coasters 4 times its size, but Maverick is a reminder that coasters don't need to break records to be good. Its stats may not jump off the page, but Maverick is the definition of quality, having a picturesque setting and intense layout. At 70 miles per hour, Maverick packs 2 launches, a 95-degree drop, snappy turns, and 2 inversions, not including the Heartline roll, which was removed before opening. Maverick is considered an elite coaster beyond just Cedar Point, making a big impact around the world with a relatively small stature. Despite lacking records, Maverick paved the way for the next era of better, but not always bigger, roller coasters. Real quick, I wanted to thank you for watching. You're making videos like this possible, so thanks. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on these rides. Now, back to the video. The selections on this list are open for debate, but this next ride absolutely deserves a spot, no question about it. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey at Universal Islands of Adventure is easily one of the most significant rides from this century. It's an impressive attraction in every way, from the realistic Hogwarts castle facade to the detailed queue through the school, and on the technologically advanced ride itself. Using a KUKA RoboCoaster ride system, Forbidden Journey captures the magic of the Harry Potter franchise with a balance of practical and multimedia scenes. Before opening the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in 2010, Universal Orlando Resort was falling short of its mousy competition across town. The success of the Wizarding World, which positioned Universal as a serious competitor, started a domino effect in the Orlando theme park market. Disney made major investments into fully immersive single intellectual property worlds such as Pandora: The World of Avatar and Star Wars: Galaxy's Edge. Universal Orlando has flourished in the years since Forbidden Journey, debuting several world-class attractions and the $7 billion Epic Universe. That park's most impressive attraction, Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment, is widely considered Universal's finest work yet, and it was made possible by the innovations of none other than Forbidden Journey. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, also being featured at Universal Studios parks worldwide, was a breakthrough for Universal Orlando, and its significance has shaped the modern theme park industry. The next attraction on this list originally opened in 1990, but its 21st century steel overhaul and the company behind it twisted the coaster industry. Rocky Mountain Construction, an attractions manufacturer out of Idaho, developed a roller coaster track type that could be installed on wooden supports for hybrid coaster conversions. RMC could repurpose and modify the structure of existing wooden coasters to support custom modern layouts made from steel iBox track. Six Flags Over Texas, looking to improve the troubled Texas Giant, was the first park to hire RMC for its hybrid coaster transformation services. Now topped with a red ribbon-like steel track, New Texas Giant was nearly unrecognizable when it opened in 2011. RMC engineered the former wooden coaster to be taller, steeper, faster, and more extreme than before. This was just the beginning for RMC and its twisted transformations. In the years since, RMC has manufactured some of the most admired coasters on the planet, including but not limited to Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, Hakuge at Nagashima Spaland, Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, Zadra at Energylandia, and Airy Force One at Fun Spot Atlanta, the latter two being ground-up installations, not conversions of existing attractions. RMC pushes the boundaries with its non-traditional elements, such as inventive inversions, beyond vertical drops, and forceful airtime moments. This imaginative approach has likely been the inspiration for other manufacturers to be more experimental. Some newer coasters feature more creative elements than in the past. RMC's work has reimagined the possibilities of coaster engineering. The one that started it all, New Texas Giant, certainly belongs alongside the most significant rides this century. This next selection was a race between two Disney e-tickets, Journey to the Center of the Earth at Tokyo Disney Sea and Radiator Springs Racers at Disney California Adventure Park. Both these attractions make good use of the Test Track slot car system, mixing dark ride elements with moderately thrilling racing sections. Journey to the Center of the Earth is an exceptional original attraction that doubles as an icon of what many consider to be Disney's most beautiful park. Radiator Springs Racers is arguably just as important to its respective park, being the standout attraction of California Adventure's transformation. With all due respect to Journey to the Center of the Earth, the ride experience of Radiator Springs Racers seems to be slightly more appreciated. For that, Radiator Springs Racers narrowly took the lead on this list. The ride, which opened in 2012, is a spectacle from both the pathways and the passenger seat. Radiator Springs Racers is one of the very best Disney and all theme parks this century have to offer. Some rides are significant for their statistics. The record-breaking numbers mentioned so far speak volumes because of their magnitude: 300 feet, 400 feet, 120 miles per hour, $100 million, and so on. By comparison, this next record-breaking number, 14, is not nearly as massive, but it is just as impressive. The Smiler, one of the revolutionary coasters at Alton Towers, holds the world record for most track conversions on a roller coaster, 14. That's 4 more than any other operating coaster, and twice as many as Famous Loopers have. None in North America have more than 9. This Gerstlauer coaster, which flipped the record in 2013, reaches just about 50 miles per hour at just under 100 feet tall. However, riders have 14 reasons to smile through its compact, disorienting layout. The variety of corkscrews, rolls, and dives are packed into 2 halves of the course, split by a vertical lift. The Smiler is a dizzying yet mesmerizing coaster that is more than just a record holder. The record books and the coaster's devoted fanbase agree. The Smiler is one of the most significant rides this century. While stats and records matter, so does reputation. Of all the remarkable rides in recent years, this next one may be the most decorated, Fury 325 at Carowinds. This B&M Giga Coaster gets a lot of buzz, having won a Golden Ticket Award every eligible year since opening in 2015. Fury 325 was named Best New Ride in its inaugural season, and has been consecutively awarded Best Steel Coaster in the decade since, as of this video. That winning streak is impressive, but the quality of this coaster is the real highlight. Fury 325 rises 325 feet, as its name suggests, atop the tallest traditional lift hill in the world, and down an 81-degree first drop into an aggressive layout, including its signature treble clef element. It swarms 95 miles per hour along more than a mile of electric teal and green track that threads over and under the park's entrance like an icon. Carowinds is unique because it straddles the North and South Carolina state line, and Fury 325, with its sprawling layout, crosses through both states. Fury 325 is widely considered the best coaster by B&M, which is saying a lot as the manufacturer has a long track record of excellence. With accolades and acclaim, Fury 325 is as significant as its stature. Back to dark rides, this next one is the gold standard of modern Disney attractions, Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for the Sunken Treasure at Shanghai Disneyland. The classic Pirates of the Caribbean rides are some of the most beloved and recognizable attractions around the entire theme park world. The latest installment, which opened in 2016, may be the most ambitious and impressive yet. Shanghai Disneyland's $450 million masterpiece is a new wave of great Disney attractions. It is as atmospheric as past Pirates of the Caribbean rides, but charts new waters by being more technologically advanced than ever possible. Battle for the Sunken Treasure hooks riders into the action with its dynamic ride system that maneuvers boats in unexpected directions. The ride presents new storytelling possibilities with its beautiful practical sets, lifelike audio animatronics, and large-scale media, which add depth and underwater visuals. This opening day Shanghai Disneyland ride has made waves, being among the most significant this century. This next selection was a close call between two applauded trackless dark rides, Mystic Manor at Hong Kong Disneyland and Symbolica at Efteling. On one hand, Mystic Manor has all the makings of an all-time great Disney attraction. It's a complete escape from reality with an original story, special effects, classic callbacks, and vibrant presentation. That's what makes Mystic Manor one of the strongest modern Disney attractions, possibly the best. However, several other Disney rides have been covered on this list, starting with the innovative Pooh's Honey Hunt, and more on the way. For that reason, giving the nod to another park, Efteling, felt appropriate. Symbolica Palace of Fantasy, which opened in 2017, might be the best dark ride built outside a Disney or Universal park. Like the rest of Efteling, this attraction comes across as a real-life fairy tale. The palace is a beautiful setting full of surprises and enchantments, starting with an imaginative pre-show. The attraction is a spectacle with its inspiring scenes, floor-to-ceiling decor, wondrous effects, interactive moments, and dancing sequences. Symbolica is very re-rideable by making the most of its trackless technology, offering 3 unique options that branch apart for dedicated show scenes and gather for the finale. Even the attraction's roof is special, having a sustainable design with green space as well as solar panels that partly power the attraction. Symbolica Palace of Fantasy is an all-around exceptional attraction, easily one of the century's most significant rides. Very few roller coasters find the right balance between thrills and storytelling, but that's the magic of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure at Universal Islands of Adventure. This Intamin multi-launch coaster, opening in 2019, was the next chapter for Universal Orlando's original Wizarding World area. Only a special coaster could live up to those expectations. With a reported price tag of $300 million, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is spellbinding from start to finish. 7 launches, a vertical spike, a backward section, and a drop track. That's the wizardry of this coaster. Its custom trains give riders 2 unique experiences depending on where they sit. the motorbike or the sidecar. Aside from the coaster thrills, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure tells a magical story with life-sized animatronics, onboard audio, a themed scent, and a gorgeous environment. The coaster revs up to 50 miles per hour around a dense forbidden forest, which has about 1,200 planted trees, along with ruins, waterways, and magical creatures scattered about. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure is the ultimate themed outdoor coaster, perfectly blending thrills and storytelling. It certainly belongs beside the significant rides from this century. One attraction from this century is so above and beyond, it must be from a galaxy far, far away. Next up is possibly the most complete dark ride experience, Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance. This attraction first opened at Walt Disney World in late 2019, with Disneyland Park following in January 2020. It uses a complex combination of multiple ride systems to put guests in the middle of the Star Wars universe. Rise of the Resistance includes advanced pre-show experiences, a trackless dark ride system, a motion simulator sequence, and a free-fall drop tower element. The ride is a spectacle, having some of the most advanced audio animatronics Disney has ever produced, jaw-dropping special effects, and large-scale sets that feel like being in a Star Wars film. But Rise of the Resistance is more than just a display of technology. The ride tells an engaging story. Guests are part of the high-stakes action starting in the queue, which could almost be considered a walkthrough experience. The elaborate pre-shows have multiple plot turns that are worth the wait on their own, all before guests even get on the ride. Once guests strap in, the ride is a fast-paced yet gentle adventure with just as much action and surprises as any of the movies. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance is potentially the most advanced Disney attraction of all time, but it is definitely a significant ride from this century. Many honorable mentions have already been noted throughout this video, but here are a few more listed in chronological order by opening date. Men in Black Alien Attack at Universal Studios Florida was not the first interactive dark ride when it opened in 2000, but it elevated the genre. Men in Black is a great dark ride on its own. The gameplay makes it that much better. Vild's Finette at Bon Bon Land was the first coaster to feature a beyond vertical drop. That was significant in 2003, but this Gerstlauer coaster is upstaged in its own park by a dog fart themed roller coaster. Yes, you heard that right. Finally, Falcon's Flight at Six Flags Qiddiya City is a record-smashing coaster with a 640-foot total height difference throughout its layout. Its 535-foot freestanding camelback hill is the tallest coaster element in the world by more than 100 feet. The fact this 155-mile-per-hour coaster was built and made operational was a tremendous accomplishment. It's a triumph of coaster engineering, which was probably astronomically expensive. However, Falcon's Flight just opened in late 2025. It needs more time to establish itself, but until then, Falcon's Flight is the most impressive honorable mention. Some roller coasters are innovative, others are remarkable, and few are both. That brings us to the next ride, FLY at Phantasialand. Fly is a next-gen flying roller coaster manufactured by Vekoma. Like previous models, this new for 2020 coaster positions riders beneath a track in a flying position, but its modern design improves the experience in every way. Fly was the first launched flying coaster, soaring nearly 50 miles per hour along the world's longest layout for this ride type. It flows through graceful elements such as its two inversions that feel more like a flying sensation rather than old-school roller coaster intensity. Every aspect of this coaster, including its streamlined boarding system, is a technical achievement. Beyond being a fantastic coaster, Fly is the centerpiece for one of the most impressive theme park areas ever created. The ride acrobatically twists around the Rookburg section of Phantasialand, a kinetic area layered with pathways, coaster track, and even a hotel. The whole attraction and its surrounding steampunk area are a masterclass in theme park design. Fly reinvigorated Vekoma's flying model, opens new possibilities for future coasters, and elevates what's possible in theme park design. With all it has accomplished, Fly has taken off as one of the century's most significant rides. The theme park industry has evolved, and ride types like intimate multi-launch coasters lead the pack in innovation and thrills. They are some of the best coasters around, and the standouts deserve special recognition. Terran at Phantasialand, Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Toutatis at Parque Asterix, and Batman Gotham City Escape at Parque Warner Madrid. Not all those coasters could make the list, however, so only one was chosen to represent them all. In 2021, Universal Orlando Resort unleashed arguably the most notable intimate multi-launch, Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Orlando theme parks typically have some of the best themed coasters, but not always the most thrilling. Velocicoaster accomplishes both. This attraction fully leans into the Jurassic World theme, featuring realistic raptor animatronics in the queue and a rocky paddock setting in the first half of the layout. It's as detailed as any other Orlando attraction, but with the coaster intensity dialed up to a world-class level. Velocicoaster does not hold back, launching 70 miles per hour through a combination of forceful inversions and strong airtime. The layout pounces through tight rockwork before charging up the 155-foot top hat and finishing with the signature Mosasaurus roll that skims the lagoon, secured by nothing more than a lap bar. The coaster has bite. Considering this is in an Orlando theme park, it might be the most intense coaster general parkgoers will ever experience. Velocicoaster is the complete package and deserves a spot among the most significant rides of the century. Spinning roller coasters are usually limited to Wild Mouse or family-style rides, but Mack Rides pushed it to the extreme. Mack innovated the once mild ride type by introducing launches and inversions with its extreme spinning coaster model, first introduced in 2018. By 2021, Mack had maximized the potential of that ride type and debuted possibly the most renowned roller coaster in the world, the Ride to Happiness by Tomorrowland at Plopsaland, Belgium. As the second Mack Extreme spinning coaster, Ride to Happiness is the best possible version of the ride type, so much so the lead designer considered it as the limit. Its 5 inversions, or 6 by some counts, are the most on any spinning coaster, starting with a curved JoJo roll out of the station and whirling through the legendary double inverting dive loop. Ride to Happiness is a whirlwind of punchy launches and disorienting airtime, swirled with free spinning motions. The unpredictability paired with perfect flow and pacing leaves riders wanting to go again and again. Unlike most coasters, Ride to Happiness has a euphoric, non-intimidating vibe, being themed to the Tomorrowland Music Festival in Belgium. The coaster's peaceful setting, garden-like entrance area, beautiful architecture, and onboard soundtrack make it a true Ride to Happiness. Ride to Happiness pushed the limits of roller coaster design, set a new standard of what's possible, and has been one of the most significant rides this century. Next is the final true dark ride on the list, Jurassic World Adventure at Universal Studios Beijing. Opening in 2021, this next evolution of Universal's Spider-Man ride system is a dynamic experience. Its dense practical sets amplify the sense of danger, with a blend of media to extend scenery, but that's not what makes this ride so special. On Jurassic World Adventure, riders encounter realistic, large-scale dinosaur animatronics with fluid motions, especially considering the size. The figures engage with the advanced ride system, most impressively when the Indominus Rex chases the moving vehicle. That scene is an incredible display of creativity and technology. Jurassic World Adventure put everything that's great about the Jurassic series into a ride. From the convincing queue to the white-knuckle scenes, Universal went all out on this attraction. It combines an all-time great ride system with equally great show elements to create one of the most intense dark rides ever and one of the most significant of this century. Back in 2006, Walt Disney World's $100 million Expedition Everest was the world's most expensive roller coaster by a wide margin. Disney has since quintupled that mark with the current record holder, the $500 million Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Opening in 2022 as Epcot's first roller coaster, Cosmic Rewind is significant beyond its $500 million price tag. This coaster's advanced ride system, produced by Disney Imagineering and Vekoma, features controlled rotation motions for storytelling and thrill elements. The indoor coaster experience starts with a reverse launch as the cars spin through a seamless layout, like floating through space. Cosmic Rewind is a captivating combination of smooth coaster sensations, crisp media, and an energetic soundtrack. The attraction has incredible technology, including a breathtaking transformation effect in the pre-show, which would be the highlight of many other rides. For Cosmic Rewind, it's just the pre-show. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is a blockbuster roller coaster. It's the best Walt Disney World has to offer, and is within the ranks of the most significant rides of this century. The final ride on this list is an electric one, Voltron Nevera at Europa Park. This striker coaster by Mack Rides showcases what the manufacturer is capable of. Opening in 2024, Voltron is an inventive coaster design with high-tech dark ride elements. The layout was engineered to perfection, fusing together airtime, hang time, and 7 inversions at speeds up to 62 miles per hour across 4,500 feet of track. Voltron features several launches, including a reverse launch into a swing launch, but the most impressive is its beyond vertical launch of 105 degrees, the steepest in the world. As for the dark ride elements, the coaster starts with a bounce track, which hydraulically moves the rails vertically like a motion simulator. The turntable and overall scenic elements amp up the experience. The queue is just as impressive with its water vortex, Nikola Tesla animatronic, and experiments of electricity. It is a combination of creativity and science, as the Tesla coils generate melodic hums of electricity to make music. The entire attraction feels like a science project, continuing Mack's track record of premier coasters. On this list, Voltron represents other Mack Rides masterpieces such as Helix at Liseberg, DC Rivals Hypercoaster at Warner Bros. Movie World, Beyond the Cloud at Suzhou Amusement Land Forest World, Hyperia at Thorpe Park, and Stardust Racers at Universal Epic Universe. If any roller coaster could be described as sophisticated, it is Voltron Nevera, one of the most significant rides of the century. Those are just 25 of the many attractions that have shaped the theme park industry so far this century. For those curious, here's a closer look at the list by the numbers. Of the 25, 17 were roller coasters and 8 were non-coaster dark rides. To break it down by park, 7 were at Disney parks, 6 within the current Six Flags chain, 4 at Universal Studios parks, and 10 at international destinations outside the US. Altogether, these 25 roller coaster, dark ride, Disney, Universal, regional, and international attractions have been significant to the world of theme parks. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think have been the most significant rides since 2000? Special thanks to the Storybook Amusement patrons. Shout out to the producer credits, Parallel Discover, and Nick E. Dive deeper into Storybook Amusement on social media, Patreon, storybookamusement.com, and with merch. Find all the links in the description, and check out these other videos while you're here. Thanks everyone for watching. You make videos like this possible, and I'll always appreciate that. Thank you.